Hi everyone, it's Karen from Karen's Quilts, Crows and Cardinals blog and Redbird Quilt Co. here for the next installment of our 2016 Redbird Quilt Co. Free Motion Quilt Along. We're working on the beautiful Lou's Balloons Growth Chart panel by Susie Bleasby for the World of Susie B, and we've made a lot of progress on this great growth chart. Tonight I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my thought process for filling in the background area. Now, we haven't done too much dense quilting on the panels so far, so I'm thinking we shouldn't really do dense quilting to finish it out. So what I've been doing is playing with a few designs, and I just want to share a little bit about that process. First of all, I thought, I'm going to try to put the whiteboard in front of the camera here, see if this will work. At first I thought that I wanted to go with clouds, and I was thinking we would just fill in around the other clouds that are in the panel, and that clouds would kind of be pretty. But I had kind of like this light bulb moment this morning as I was laying in bed not able to sleep, and it was time to get up anyway. I had a light bulb moment and I thought, no, that's crazy. Lou is raised into the air on the balloons. There's got to be some wind going on, so let's look at doing some swirls. So what I did was I got up and drew a few swirls and kind of played with a little bit and practiced my swirls on my whiteboard, which you can always practice swirls on your whiteboard, on a pen and paper, on an iPad, whatever tool you have. You need to practice. But anyhow, I drew a few on here, and then this evening when I got done with work, I got out my nifty little roll of, let's see if you can see this, Drit. It's a Drit's, I believe it's called long arm quilting transparency or something like that. I'll try to look it up and put it on the blog so that you know what it is. I bought it a long time ago. It's quite a long roll. It's maybe about 18 inches wide, and I use it to test drive designs on my quilt top. So here's what I did earlier this evening. I went ahead and I just kind of laid half of this out here to see if I was going to like it. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but I laid it out there, and I'm not sure if you can see because of the light. I'm sorry, I'm going to move the camera. Oh, there you go. Now you can see. I laid it on my quilt top and I drew some swirls, and I decided I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm crooked. I apologize. But I think the swirls are going to work out perfectly. I'm going to draw them on the whiteboard for you real quick. But I think that they're going to work out perfectly. I'm going to move this a little bit again here so you can get a head-on shot. Whoop! There we go. I'm on the floor in the living room. I didn't want to clear a space off in the sewing room, so that's where I'm at right now, and my husband's going to walk in any minute now, so let's hurry and get this done. But anyhow, this is what I think this looks beautiful. It's not too dense, but it's just enough density that it will knock down some of the batting, give it a little more texture, and also we won't have to worry about how close we're quilting, because you don't want to leave large areas of your quilt top unquilted. So I just think it looks beautiful. I haven't taken it all the way to the top yet. I was just trying to rough this in, and I thought, oh heck, I'm just going to show you anyhow. So let me just quickly, if I can, before Cliff walks in the door and then ruins the video, let me just do a quick practice run. Can you see this? Okay, I'm going to get a fresh page, and I'm just going to show you kind of what I was doing with it. Can you see that all right? I'm going to get a little closer. I'm not sure my camera is going to be happy with the focusing on this, but what I decided to do was kind of put a little swirl on the end, climb up into this, go into your swirl, leave enough room to come back out, and then down, and kind of blend it in, and then just start a new line and kind of swirl the opposite direction. I hope you can see that. And then kind of follow that one back down. And if we need a third one, just go ahead and create a new line, or you can sneak around on an existing line, but go back up and start a third one. Now, because the space on Lou is kind of limited, there's not a lot of space, we're not going to be able to probably do continuous line quilting from the bottom of the panel to the top top of the panel. So don't, you can if you want to, but I'm not even going to try. I think I'm going to fill in one of the spots, for example, down along the bottom. Then I'm going to lock my threads and jump to the next spot and start stitching the swirls in that area. But you can see what I'm up to here. It's very straightforward. Start at the base, climb up, go into a swirl. Make it a good center in that swirl, all right? But leave yourself a little room to come out. Come back out of it. And of course I'm doing this a little lopsided, but come back down into the bottom and tie in, and then go out and, make yourself another swirl. Hope you can see that. Yep, you can. Trace it back out and go back in. Now, if you want to give a little more texture to this, you can always echo this, right? We've talked about that. And it doesn't matter where you tie in and where, how close you are. But I wouldn't make it too dense. Again, we haven't quilted really dense in the panel, and we don't want to start quilting real dense now. I think we want to keep the same density so that we don't end up with any wonkiness when we're done on the edge, okay? So that's my thought process, and I'm probably going to try to stitch that. I've already stitched the landscape. I've got that video to share with you. Hopefully you already watched that. It was a lesson, the same lesson, but in a video before this. So I've stitched the landscape. That came out pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to try to stitch these swirls. I'll try to record that if I can. And then we're just on to the borders. And I've got some ideas for the borders too, but I'll cover them with you in the next lesson. So I hope this is helpful. Get your whiteboards out. Get your pen and paper out. Practice your swirls. Mine look pretty rough, don't they? But in the end, it's just the texture that counts. It's going to be beautiful. We're working on a great panel here. So think about practicing your swirls and thinking about getting ready to stitch them. So I hope you enjoyed this discussion tonight, and I didn't overdo my stay. So I hope you all have a great night, and thanks for stopping in. It's Karen from Karen's Quilts, Crows, and Cardinals blog, Redbird Quilt Co. And we're working on our 2016 free motion quilt along with Lou's Balloons growth chart panel. Have fun. Talk to you soon.